right, thank you very much, Trish. Well, welcome everybody. This is my first time here, so we're very excited about this because I'm actually going to give out some secrets. I don't give out secrets, okay? So today you're going to learn a little bit about our chicken piccata. But before we do that, how many of you guys know Italian Creations? All right, and how many live in Lakewood? Okay, like 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30? Well, you guys know then Italian Creations, at least the Lakewoodites. So a little bit of background about us. This is my 29th year in business. We do roughly 1,200 parties a year all over. We run different venues. We go to different houses. We're kind of all over the place. We'll do small little functions for 10 people, boxed lunches, and we just did a fundraiser for 200 Friday plated meal. So all different types of things. And our biggest, probably my level of expectation from my staff and from our food is the highest quality. All of our vegetables are organic, our chicken organic, our meats no sodium nitrates. My wife, 1 month after we opened, ended up getting breast cancer. So I said, well, everything on this menu she can eat. So I made sure that everything on there was natural, good stuff, and she's doing great 29 years later. God bless. So that was one of our big expectations, to make sure that we feed people as well as we could. So with that, I'll kind of tell you a little bit about the menu. Our menu is a lot of Northern Italian, homemade sauces, a little sweeter marinara. It's a way that, you cook every day. So if you're going to make your sauce, you're making it every day. I don't make it 5 days before, or 4 days. We make it the day of or the day before. Everything is done right on the spot, just like I'm doing this chicken. Today, fresh chicken. We sauteed it off, so cooked it, made our sauces, and we have it in the hot box. So I'm going to demonstrate how we did that just in a small portion. So to start with our chicken piccata, we use our boneless, skinless breast. We use a 6-ounce single lobe, and there's no skin, as you see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly saute it. All right. I first salt and pepper lightly. Of course, nice salt and a little bit of pepper. You don't have to go too heavy on that. And what I like to do with the chicken is I like to let it come to room temperature just a little bit. Only reason is when you cook that chicken, it's a full muscle. It's like your bicep muscle. So when you cook that, it's going to shrink really quick if it's cold. So if it comes up more like room temperature, then and you sear it at a nice temperature like medium on your stove, it's not going to shrink and be tough. You know how people say, oh my gosh, a chicken's dry and tough. Well, it's the procedure. It's how you do it. So what I do is I take the chicken, just lightly flour, and then I shake it off. You'd like to get it as, all of it covered well. Slide it in the pan. All right. I'll do 2 pieces here for you. This is a nice, easy dinner at home. Now, I have on there like 2 minutes on each side. You want to kind of brown it. It sears that in really nice. Does anybody know the temperature you cook chicken to? 165. I don't even have to be here, I don't think. That's it, 165. And that will kill any of the bacteria, anything that's listeria, and anything that's involved in there. Now, the one thing about chicken is 165 is it. If you cook it to 180, which takes about 3 minutes longer, that's where you're going to get dry chicken. So having a thermometer ready all the time. Now, thermometer, if you just get the regular thermometer, if you want to just test that, you take just a cup of ice with water, stick that thermometer in, it should say 33 degrees. It says 33 degrees, then you're on. So you know that thermometer works. And this will take a little bit. So I really want to sear that nicely. So also with chicken piccata, and as Italian Creations is, we love our pasta. So today we're just going to make a little nice aglio olio, little butter sauce with a little Parmesan in our pot here. But how we do our pastas, there's another little trick, is we do it the day before. We cook the pasta off, we cool it, we do it very al dente. I would have to say, like, we cook it 1/3 of what it normally is. And then we have a steamer. Now, if you don't have a steamer, which we all don't at home, we do a pot of water. And what we do is we fill up whatever pasta we're using and we put it in the strainer. We'll dip it in there, honestly, until that temperature comes up to about 120 degrees, which takes about maybe 3 minutes. And then we take that, we just lightly get the water out and we put it right into the pan, because you want a little bit of that pasta water when you're making the pasta. All right, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Excellent. So you see how you got a little bit of that browning, crisping up, and that's light flour. Now say if you're gluten and you can't have gluten, then what you do is you want to use almond flour. No problem at all. You can add the almond flour or even rice flour, but a regular, like, all-purpose. We get a GMO-free flour, and I don't know if you know anything about flours, but this genetically modified flour, that's where we're getting a lot of digestive issues. So all of our flours are GMO-free. It's like if you have French bread. A lot of the French breads, and they use GMO-free. You have French bread, and then you have a piece of, like, maybe Wonder Bread. You'll see the difference. You'll see, like, how you feel, inflammation. So you want to stick to, like, a GMO-free flour. And here's the other piece. See how I'm getting some crisp on there? Generally, I do it just a little bit longer, but I just kind of want to show you how it is. But here, you're searing in those juices also. And then once we're done with this, yes. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I do. I saute in olive oil. Sometimes we use a partial olive oil and canola oil, but it all depends, like, what types of chicken we're doing. But this is all olive oil and piccata. And what we do with the thing, that's a good question. And there's nothing wrong with using olive oil on anything and everything. This is one of the best ways to get that flavor, you know, in your food. But also, olive oil actually cooks at a higher temperature, so that sear is nice. Get that nice brown, that nice sear. So you can see now, because this is a little hotter, see how nice and crisp that is? It's fantastic. So now what I do then is, like we do every day with our chicken, is we'll cook it off. Like today, if we're going to have chicken for tomorrow, we'll sear it off like this, and then we let it rest. And we put it in the fridge overnight. We pull it out. We put just a little bit of chicken stock in the bottom of that pan. So I have a little chicken stock here. And we would put a little bit of stock in there. We make our own fresh homemade chicken stock. And then they have a little oven over here. But I'm going to fake it, so I'm just going to put it right on top. And then that will cook to 165. What we'll do with that is we'd pull it out, and then we'd add our sauce. Now, what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to make the pasta. Let me take some of that oil out. You want to leave a little bit of that oil. That's some great flavor in there, but I'm just going to take a little bit out right now. Okay. So we have a little bit of that olive oil. I'm going to add a touch of butter. You're like, wow, that's a lot of butter. So it's grass-fed butter. And I'll tell you right now, the flavor of that is, it just makes it, you want to get a good organic grass-fed. Pretty much on everything anymore, but especially with your butters. Kerrygold, does anybody know Kerrygold butter? Try to get that, it's fantastic. That's really one of the best. And then we're going to take this pasta, we're going to dunk it in this boiling water. And again, it does not take long. I got to be honest with you. This was boiling. I'm ready right now. You really don't want to let that sit in there too much. A little bit of that water in there. Now, when it comes to this, what I do is I'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We have the butter in there, some Romano cheese, some parsley. Nice and easy. I'm sure you guys have made this 100 times. This aglio olio is fantastic. So a little bit of that with that chicken. Oh, yum. Now I'm going to put this aside because we're going to make our lemon sauce. Okay. I like to use this pan again. All right. I like to use that pan again. Now, how to make our lemon sauce? We are going to go with a little bit of oil. Not much at all. And let's see here. Lemon sauce, butter. Here it is. All right, we're going to melt that butter in here. Get that nice. And then we like to use fresh lemon. So we'll squeeze in this lemon. And I'll get probably like a whole lemon on those two pieces. And I'll pull those out, those little seeds. Generally, I would have that done on the side already. But okay. Last one up. And then we like to saute a little bit of fresh parsley in here. Gives it a nice flavor. And then a little bit of capers. So we'll let that saute up a little bit. We have a minute here. Does anybody make this at home? Tell me, is there any other different way you do with the chicken? There is a traditional way with the chicken that if you went to Italy, you'd be like, well, wait a second, he didn't show me that. So they actually take the chicken breast and dip it in egg, and they saute it in egg. That's how the traditional way to do piccata. But we find like there's some issues with dietary. So people with dairy issues or some other, so we find that this is the best way. It holds up well, so. But that is really the traditional way. Now, say, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. You could use roasted red peppers. You could use vegetables. Sometimes we just add zucchini in there. Imagine a little zucchini, a little fresh vegetable. That's all you need. This is just the exact how you do this sauce. But if you really want to know like how you can do it, you could even add some rice in here, some cooked rice. A little saute that up with that lemon chicken. That's always nice. Say that was cooked to 165. So say that cooked to 165. So I would have that all set like that. Let that cook down. It's pretty much already cooked. So how I would plate this, I don't have a big plate here, but I'll do one of my small plates. And where's my tongs? There we go. So I will take my pasta. Okay. And we would add the chicken right to that. And then let me grab some sauce. A little bit of that butter sauce. And then, as you guys see that, there's one thing that we do that really is probably, we've been making this since I started. And that's we make our own fresh focaccia bread. And we make about 200 loaves a week. You guys are going to be trying some of that today. That comes with everything that we serve. But that would be like one of our meals right there. Lemon chicken piccata with the linguine with the aglio olio sauce and fresh focaccia bread. All right? Any other questions? Anything? Yes. So let me tell you, when I first started 29 years ago, we just started as carry out and delivery. That's it. You could come in, you get a pasta, pizza, salad. We had a nice little menu. Over the years, it went from carry out to full service catering and carry out to now just catering. So our location now on Hilliard, we don't do any carry out specifically, but catering Tuesday through Saturday right now, we cater 5 days a week. And you can get as much as just like a small half pan of salad, and that's enough for a catering. So even if you wanted something small for your house, maybe you're having a little family over, so many different options. We deliver, we set up, we have chafing dishes, we lend it, we kind of help out with your whole party. But eventually we're getting to the point that we can open back up for carry out. Yes, so that will be nice to get back to there. Yes? Fish. Yes. So I honestly, a couple fish that would go really nice with this dish are Chilean sea bass, which is like one of my halibut. That would be fantastic. Even like a cod, a nice fresh cod, or even a walleye. Some really nice light white fish. Now there's, and I have to say, salmon. Salmon's probably one of the big things we sell with this sauce. That may be one of the best-selling fish we have right now. So definitely. Shrimp, you can do any shrimp. You could even put a little on lobster. You think about a lemon sauce, It's pretty versatile. So you could use that. I think I like the chicken and the fish. But, even with that, a little lemon sauce, and then maybe add some sun-dried tomatoes, add a little bit of depth to that so you get some good flavors. I think that would work well. So just a little bit more about us. We're open Tuesday through Saturday for catering. And again, we're hoping to open up the sit-down, but we're on the corner of Hilliard and Madison, right where they cross. If you remember the old theater that was there, it's torn down. We're right next to it. And a little history. The building I'm in was owned by Master Pizza. Also before them was Angie's Pizza. That was the first pizza shop in Lakewood. So when I'm doing different functions and people come up and ask, wow, you're in that location. So I still have one of the original ovens we use. And this pan here, this one's about 70 years old. I still use their pans. I still use some of that stuff. We've updated a lot, but some of the things that we still have some of the old menus when pizzas were $2 to $3 each. So it's real interesting. And a lot of the old distributors in the city knew of Master Pizza years ago. I know there's new Master Pizzas now, but the old originals, gave me some great stories. We did a good amount of carry out. Yeah, when I first opened, I was 28 years old and I was thinking I'm gonna try to 2 kids in diapers. So I'm thinking if I'm gonna do it now. I have, I'm young. This is the only time I'm gonna be able to do this. So I did, and I'm the oldest of 8 kids, and pretty much all 8 of us work together. I recruited even my youngest brother, 15 years younger. I think he was 28 minus 15, what is that? 12? He was young. And so between all of us, my wife helping, she had to work another job too just to keep us afloat. But I grew up in Lakewood. I went to St. Ed's. My parents still live on Mars. They've been there for 50 years. And so we, grew up. And I lived in Lakewood for a while. And I still have our business in Lakewood. So it's been wonderful, yes.
How small is your
10 people. Yeah, so just even like a half a pan of food. Could be a pasta, it could be just anything off of our catering menu. And you can get that offline. I brought some with me also here. So you can see, some options. But you can't even imagine all the different parties we've done, from clam bakes to weddings. We have a couple excellent clients and friends of ours here today, and from every aspect of life: bar mitzvahs, weddings, anniversaries, house parties. Some of the people I've done parties for, big clients like baseball players, football players, basketball players, all the professional teams, like the last 5 head coaches of the Browns, all their different house parties. And yeah, so I've seen some really fun things, and it's been a blast, 29 years doing this. Yes?
Do you have any idea when you're going to be opening up again?
I know. So my daughter's due in 2 months, and she runs the kitchen. So once she comes back from having her baby, I'm going to try to coax her to help me out getting this back open. But yeah, it will happen. I mean, right now we're at such a capacity. We do probably about 3,000 people a week right now. And so when you're doing, our kitchen may be the half size of this room. And you're constantly every day you're getting deliveries in because you can't store enough. So we're constantly prepping and getting ready for the next day, That's why we're only open 5 days a week right now. Just the sheer amount of food. Chicken like this, we may do 700 pieces a week, 1,000 pieces a week, just in chicken. That's our top seller right now, is chicken. Beef tenderloin, I mean, just anything you can think of. We make jambalaya, we make all different aspects of all different types of foods. We took a little bit of a hiatus for a couple of years due to COVID and everything, but we're kind of getting back. It's hard, like you probably hear about staffing. It's still very difficult, to get the people that really enjoy what they're doing, So we're hoping. Things are doing better, and we're very excited about the future. Really excited. Somebody else? Yes.
Not being Italian.
Yeah.
Do you use a certain kind of pasta? Do you make your own pasta?
Yes, we use Ohio City pasta for the majority of our pastas. The only one we use an Italian dry penne noodle. It holds up fantastic. It's a thick-walled noodle. Yeah, but Ohio City pasta, Gary is a good friend of mine, and so that's one of the best ones around. There's all different ones. There's Lakewood pasta. There's all, but for maybe over 20, 30 years, I've been working with him, other restaurants. Yeah, that's a good one. I do have samples for everybody to try. So that's the big thing. And I thought we were going to have 200, so I brought a lot. No, I'm just kidding. That would be okay, man. I love it. It's doing these types of things are excellent. I really enjoy, especially the city, to be able to be a part of the community, and everybody always welcomes me, and it's just been a wonderful trip for us, throughout. And I'm glad I can help anybody ever. I have my cards up here. Just grab a card, call me anytime. I'm generally the one answering the phones now, so I'll definitely be able to help you. So thank you very much, and we'll start passing out some nice little treats.